Hi, this is Tom from Infinity Bricks, and this is just a very quick room tour. I've seen that a few people have done that recently, and I thought, yeah, it's a little bit of fun. Now, this is the best that my office looks as far as tidiness is concerned. It's usually a pretty, bricks are everywhere, bits of paperwork and things like that. It does get into a bit of a mess, but when I get time, I do give it a big tidy. A lot of this stuff in here at the moment needs a dust. I do dust the sets. I think you realise they do pick up a lot of dust, and the sooner you dust it the better, otherwise it gets really mucky. So it's not that point where it's totally mucky, but they're just a little bit dusty and they do need a little bit of TLC. But I thought I'd just give you a quick sort of show around the room. Probably start with this here. This is the Marvel mock that I'm working on. I have mentioned this a couple of times in videos. So it's the Infinity Bricks War. So what I'm doing is I'm putting all the minifigures, the Marvel minifigures, that are currently available, and some of the old ones as well, not including the Comic-Con ones, but it's initially just one of each character, into a Marvel scene. So it's going to be, as you can see, extremely colourful and wild and chaotic. So it looks a bit messy, but actually there is some sort of organisation to that mess, and I will do a video on that soon, but you can kind of get to see got like Hulkbuster in the back there holding the Hulk, Giant Man, the Avengers Tower, which I've modified. So I've just made it that little bit high. I've got Groot, there's Spider-Man, there's Spider-Man there, and I think that's actually Cosmic Spider or Scarlet Spider, I can't remember who he is. But anyway, so you've got a few characters in there, they're all kind of scattered about, Green Goblin up there. So that's just a sketch as far as Lego is concerned. I've just chucked things in temporarily. I want to do a lot more, to the water, the backgrounds and everything else. So, but it's coming along, and I will do a video soon. There are some more sets down here that will go in there. So I've got like the Milano down there, Avonjet and Quinjet, and an X-Men sort of ship as well. So all of that will end up going into that. It's going to be a bit of a cramp. And then right at the bottom there, we've just got loads of randoms. So just loads of random bits and pieces. And yeah, they're just, they're all just going to be parted out, a couple of mini mocks and things. In here, this shelf is just a few things waiting for display. I actually like all of this stuff. So I've got Batman vs Superman Batmobile there, and the Superman or Man of Steel film, I think that's Zod's spaceship there. I've got like a Toy Story, Buzz and Woody, and then there's the Metal Beard, yeah, so he's from the Lego movie. So all of that stuff has yet to find a home. And then up here I've got my Batman stuff. So this is the Jokers Asylum. You've seen a video probably for that right now. If not, check it out, it'll be in the link below. I've modified it quite a bit actually, the sides and the top, so I will show a video to let you know what those updates have been. And the Batmobile at the front as well, which is based off of the Tim Burton film, has also been modified slightly. So that's, that I can sort of go through a little bit. Some Batman minifigures, some other sort of DC heroes in Arkham Asylum. This is a temporary home for this set. It's just kind of filling that space, but I've got big plans for that, and this is just a sort of temporary location. That's going to stay in there. That's basically its home. Got a couple of Lego Ideas boxes at the top. I do like the Lego Ideas sets. I feel it's a great idea by Lego to sort of allow creators to sort of come up with designs that go into retail, and I really like these, so I like to sort of display those boxes. Got some Lord of the Rings stuff. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. Love Lord of the Rings, and love the fact that this whole area around my desk is actually dedicated to the Lord of the Rings. Now everything that you're going to see in here is literally just the sets, and nothing's been modified, but I'm going to modify it. So the plan is with this one is it will be a full scene, so there'll be like gold on the floor and that kind of thing. Smug looks absolutely awesome, terrifying, so yeah, there'll be a lot of fire and all sorts of things going on. So I got like a Hobbit area here. This is kind of Hobbiton, and you've got the let's see if I can zoom in here, and the Hobbits here at the front. We've got Frodo and Sam, Merry and Pippin, Gollum, and I think at the back we've got Bilbo and Gandalf. Yeah, so that whole thing again is going to be sort of more of a completed scene. So I'm going to end up putting more scenery, green grass, that kind of thing. In this area here we have a Rivendell area, very, very small based on that set. I want to extend that and make it bigger. And at the back there is actually a Marvel set. That's the Doctor Strange set. So I'm going to modify that as well. And I actually want that to be like the study that Gandalf goes in when he starts researching about the ring. So I'm going to modify that. We've also got Mines of Moria, yeah. So we've got Mines of Moria here. So you've got like the cave troll, and you've got Legolas. Gimli's over there in the dark. Unfortunately, the light's not fantastic. And we've got Boromir there as well at the back. But again, this is all going to be modified and sort of filled with like the ground and the walls and all sorts of things. So just a matter of time really in being able to do that. But it's not high on the priority list because I think it does look good just as it is. In the middle here, I've got Helm's Deep. So this is, I've got another Helm's Deep, which I picked up second hand, unfortunately. It's come out absolutely disgusting and I need to clean up some of the Lego. Some of the Lego there's nothing I can do about, it's got paint on and things. And I tried quite a few things to get it off, and you know, the danger is you start to then degrade the actual Lego itself if you take it into sort of intensive cleaning. But if that's what I've got to do, needs must, I will add some height to this and some width and just make this more of a dominant scene with more orcs and things. So you're going to have Helm's Deep up here. This is my favourite Lord of the Rings set by far, and this is the one that actually I think, you know, made me want to get the others as well. But the Tower of Orthanc, it's not coming out very clear because of the light, but it is really, really awesome. So it's a really cool set, and I've built this little platform at the bottom. That's kind of like a representation of what sort of thing I might do with others, some of the other parts. But yeah, you've got an Ent there and loads of orcs, and its actual branches are on fire. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing with the others, and probably with the others it'll be more edge to edge and there'll be a bit of a background as well, whereas this one hasn't got that. Just got some minifigures in those tubs there which just need organising. Over here got a Endor scene. So one of my recent builds is the Ewok village, so I've got that there, a couple of extra figures chucked in, and I've got Shuttle Teridion and the ATST. So all of that is going to make up a scene. So again, there's going to be grass on the floor, plants, foliage, a couple more trees, platform for Shuttle Teridion. It's a bit of a squeeze in there, but it's really just a mini representation of Endor. That's the plan anyway. Actually, just down the side here, I just have a load of empty boxes. It's always a hard thing to store boxes. I like to keep my boxes. A lot of people do chuck them away, but I've been a collector of loads of things for years, and I've recognised that, you know, at some point in life you may decide to sort of sell something, and keeping a box in good condition really adds to value and also makes the buyer feel better, and you know, I'm happy to do it where I can. So at the moment I've got a lot of boxes stored away in different wardrobes and things, and taking up quite a lot of space, but I'm keeping them dry whilst I can. None of them are in the attic as of yet, or in the garage, so I'm holding off as long as I can before I have to end up doing that. But yeah, so down below here we have the Millennium Falcon, the Force Awakens one, and Luke's X-Wing. And the back, that is actually the TIE Advance from Rebels. I know it's pretty dark in there. It's I did buy that originally with the plan to modify it to make it into Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, but because they announced the TIE Fighter, I decided I won't do that. So this will probably either be sold or parted out or given away or something. I just haven't planned what to do. Got loads of sets to build, so I've got U-Wing, and there's a couple of Marvel sets down there. And a lot of that's just going to go into mocks anyway. Advent calendar, that's going to be built. That's the hover tank set from Rogue One. A couple of Batman and other Star Wars and TIE Striker and things all down there. And back up here. So this is also going to be in a mock. So at the moment this is a temporary home. This is the Jabba's sail barge and skiff. the skiff set actually came separately to Jabba's barge, and I think it came with the Sarlacc pit, whereas the barge just came on its own. I think there's rumours that they're going to release a new skiff set, so I'm interested to see what they do with that, see if it's bigger or whatever. But as it is right now, I'm actually very happy with this set. I think it's pretty cool. But that's temporary there. K2SO. I'll chat about him in a second actually, because he's pretty cool. But this is the current Hoff area. So I have the AT-AT at the back there. And sorry about that, the doorbell went and I had to go down and answer it. So yeah, going back to what I was saying, this is the Hoff set, or the Hoff area that I've got at the moment. So obviously the AT-AT or the AT-AT, whichever way you like to say it, and then the Snow Speeder Han on the Tauntaun. And I've got a couple of other Hoff sets. I did have the Wampa Cave, but I think I might have got rid of that actually, because I am planning to get the UCS set. I know a lot of people don't like it, but hopefully when I get it, it'll be on sale. But it has a lot of things in there that I really want to use to complete this area. So I also have Hoff Echo Base and things. So yes, I'm going to be making a Hoff area. Down the bottom here, we've got the Krennic's shuttle. So really cool build. I really like it. The main problem with it is I think it looks 10 times better with the wings down. And then I've got the area, the issue of actually finding an area to put it. But at the moment it's down there. That's temporary. I'm going to find a way to sort of display it with the wings out. But very chuffed with that set. Now over here, this is K2SO. So I picked him up quite recently. I think he's awesome. Now I'm not into the buildable figures at all. Never been a fan of them. Don't like the faces of the human characters, and the builds of them just look very strange. But for androids, robots, I think it works really well. And actually this figure's absolutely awesome. It does look like the character from the film, so I couldn't resist. I thought he's pretty tall, so kind of, pretty epic. It's just kind of put a figure next to him so you can see how big he is. I mean, he is huge, and really chuffed to get him. Now, since buying him, I'm I've seen a couple of the others that I bought because I thought they also looked pretty good, but I've got their boxes, so I'll show you those in a second. So carrying on this side of the shelf at the top here, so I've let a little bit of light in since we last spoke, just because it would be a bit too dark up here. So I've got my UCS TIE Fighter and X-Wing. So that's, yeah, they're pretty cool. A couple of random bricks. They're actually from the second-hand bricks that I bought. They're not real Lego, and every now and then I come across one or two, so I end up just putting them on the side because I just don't want to get them mixed up with the real Lego stuff. I'm not really interested in keeping any of that really. So I've got my UCS Slave 1, which I haven't built yet, and the Death Star here at the top. And so yeah, that's yet to be built. And I've got a couple of other sets behind there. I think a Sandcrawler probably, and I think I've got. Yeah, let's have a look. What have I got? Oh yes, it's Metal Beard ship. So yeah, so just stuff that needs to be done. Just haven't had the time to sort of build, and also it's about organising space. So all of these UCS sets are planning to go up here. So I'm going to have like the Slave 1 up here, the Sandcrawler, and the Death Star. So that's the plan. Obviously those boxes will end up going. Over in the corner here I do have my tumbler, which is yet to be built as well. So that's probably not going to be displayed in here though, because you'll probably notice there's a sort of theme going on here. So Star Wars on this side of the room, Lord of the Rings on the other with superheroes, and as we're coming across here there's more Star Wars. So we've got the Imperial Star Destroyer here, and that's waiting to be displayed properly, so I will find a better location for that. Incidentally, this shelf up here is going to come down lower and will probably end up being the Hoth scene. Yeah, I think that's probably what it's going to be actually. It's going to be the Hoth scene. So here in the middle we've got the freezing chamber, which is being modified. I actually bought 3 of them, kind of completed it really in this sort of size. I want to add to that and fill that out a bit more. That'll probably end up going where the current Hoth set is when it's all finished. And this Darth Vader's, the Emperor's sort of throne room, it's a bit dark again. All of this is going to be added to the Death Star. So when I do build that Death Star up here, I'm going to highly modify that. I mean, I'm going to make it as displayable as possible, and I've been looking at a lot of what people have been doing, just different ideas to try and figure out how to do it. It's not going to be 100% displayable, but it will be from one angle, so that's the plan. Come down to the bottom, and this is the mess, but this gives you a feel for like the work in progress area. So here we have Jabba's palace, and love that set. I think they're going to do another one of those soon. I'm pretty sure it's about time that we had another one, but even so, as it is, I think it's awesome. It's really cool. And then down here I've got my sort of Mos Eisley, and this is basically going to be the Tatooine area. So everything down here pretty much, maybe apart from that big red base plate, is all going to go into Tatooine. You can see I've started to build up here this kind of like hilly area. At the moment it's all together, but this is going to be sort of spread out, and there'll be a space in the middle as well, which will have some more stuff in it, and eventually the barge and the skiff and all of that will go down here. You think, how am I going to do it? Will it fit? Yes, it will. Thankfully, I have sort of figured all that kind of stuff out, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that'll happen. At the back here we have, in the dark, let's kind of zoom in. I'm not going to get to see those, I'm afraid, not very well anyway. Those are the Simpsons minifigure series that I've picked up. That's series 1, I think. So I put them in frames, but actually they're going to be coming out, and they'll be going to go elsewhere, and I'll be putting something else in there, and some base plates there for my building needs. Underneath here, a couple of boxes. It's just full of Lego. Show you the box at the back, that's the stuff to clean behind Grievous. That's the other biddable figure I decided to buy, General Grievous. Actually think he's awesome. If you've seen any sort of images of him next to some of the other figures, he stands way above them. He's really big, very dominant, and actually looks so much like the actual character from the films. Now, I'm not a fan of the prequels at all, as you're seeing as you're looking around. It's all original trilogy stuff, and I'm definitely an original trilogy person. But I couldn't resist this one because, in honesty, it was, yeah, it just looked so good, and it was on sale, so I decided to pick it up. So in here, these are just my boxes of Lego. So I've kind of, that's some Lego Dimensions at the top. It is pretty much just chucked in. I just sort of, chuck some stuff in the box to sort of get it out of the way, but it gives you an idea of how I'm currently storing things. Not the best way, and I know there's a lot of better ways of doing it. But I've got these kind of takeaway boxes, and they're fairly cheap to pick up. So I just picked up loads of those, and these ones are just filled with mixed grey at the moment. I'm going to organise, there's a couple of other random pieces, not really well organised, but yeah, I need to sort of separate that into dark and light grey at some point. And this is just a box of stuff, but it's all Lego in the bottom of there, just bags and stuff, but it's just loads of stuff that just needs to be sort of, reworked and parted out and all that. So it's another random bit. It's my camera, which I'm gonna plan to upgrade at some point in the future, not just yet, but gonna upgrade the camera to a 4K camera, I think. So yeah, so this is my current Lego room. It's pretty small, unfortunately. It's getting too small for me. I'm gonna be we're looking at moving at the moment, so I'm looking into sort of bigger spaces and things like that. So I've got more areas for display, but the main reason why is because I'm now planning to film in here, and the space is pretty small for that. But I do film downstairs in my main lounge, but it's a hassle just getting everything set up every time, and it means in order to sort of do videos a little bit quicker, I need to make it easier for myself. So I really want to do it in here, but it just means I need to get this room a bit more shuffled about and organised in order to sort of lend itself to doing videos. So anyway, so that's the space at the moment. I've got a couple of Batman sets down there. In that cupboard, I think it's all in brown boxes, but I've got like a couple of UCS sets in there as well, which I just haven't had time to build. Top shelf here. haven't seen all this. So we got the Ecto 1 box and Lego Dimensions. So I've got my current sort of Disney minifigure series up here. It's well lit actually because of the window light coming through, so I can kind of show those. Love these characters. Captain Hook is awesome. So yeah, so a lot of this is going to go into mocks at some point. That was my main intention buying those. One of my favourite ideas sets there is Wally. He is brilliant. Unfortunately he's up here temporarily. I do have another sort of display area which I'm just going to briefly show you where I do want to put him, and some of the other sets as well, but I'm kind of doing some DIY on that at the moment, and once that's done I can have that in. So yeah, apart from that I've got my Darth Vader and the Spider-Man figs here. Spider-Man with a burger on the surfboard. Just think that's hilarious. Christmas Vader, brilliant. So yeah, that's just down the bottom. Oh yeah, so I've got this which I've been working on. So this is a little custom build. You probably see if I can focus on it. Kind of see it's a room, and if I get down the right angle, you can see I've got curtains at the back there. Sort of camera, TV. Focus isn't very great here because let me try and get more focus there. Nope, not ideal. But yeah, so it's kind of like an area with boxes in. Kind of have to guess what kind of room that might be. Old sort of Christmas tree decorations, a train, and I'll zoom out. Get to see it from different angles. Ooh, got a moose head on the wall. You can see that easily. A little moose head down there. Looks like a pumpkin, goggles. They're supposed to be like LPs. That's my cardboard box. Some VHS tapes. That's what they're supposed to be anyway. And I can actually focus on it. I've got a TV in the corner and a camera, and then on this side, zoom right in, there's kind of like a water tank and a boiler. So you should probably get a really good idea now as to what sort of room this might be. So that's what I was working on last night anyway, for fun. But yeah, apologies for the handheld approach to this. I just thought it was probably the best way of doing it. Don't have a neat and tidy method, I'm afraid. So the only other place that I haven't yet shown you, I mean there are a few other areas of my home where I have got Lego displayed, and one of the recent additions is this glass cabinet. So the idea was that I just wanted to be able to put some of the sets in here that I'm not going to bring out all the time, that pretty much are going to be on display. That I just didn't want to get dusty, so I've kind of been modifying the cabinet a little bit because there was a massive gap between the glass and dust was getting in anyway, but I've modified it now to sort of stop that from happening. So I've got my Simpsons stuff here, I've got my Quickie Mart at the bottom, and somewhere in the middle between here and the Simpsons house I'm going to have another sort of shelf which I'm going to have the whole collectible minifigure series in there. So I just haven't yet got those extra shelves yet, which I'm in the process of purchasing. I have my Back to the Future. Let's get a bit of a closer look. So this one is being, what I've done is I've put Marty on the hoverboard just for the display. So I've got this kind of out of time logo on it, so it kind of looks like it's intended to be the platform for display. And I've actually swapped out both Doc Brown and Marty's skateboard from the Lego Dimensions versions because they're just better, and I just think they look better on display. And got the Ghostbusters set here. So got my Stay Puft Marshmallow Man sat in there at the moment. He'll probably actually end up driving the vehicle. And I've got Slimer here at the front. Peter Bateman is again the Lego Dimensions version because he's just got a better hairstyle and he's got arm printing, so I thought he'd look better out on the display. And then obviously that's the, get what that is, what they call a dog that's not a dog, and the kind of dogs of hell, whatever it is. Ooh, the Beatles Yellow Submarine. So that's where I put those for now. That's actually been shifted and moved around, and then I've got my Doctor Who set in there as well. So these are just like the Lego idea sets that I really like. So I'm going to be getting some additional glass shelves to go in. So I've got like loads of height here, quite a bit as you can see, and all of that is going to be for Lego ideas, and then sets that don't fit into the normal themes that I've got in my room. Probably also put the tumbler in here, Superman, Lego Movie, and Toy Story stuff. That will all go in here, and Wally eventually. And at the top, they're all fallen over, I've got some Star Wars stuff. So a lot of my memorabilia from the past I have now got rid of, but I kept a few items that I really liked, and these are the 12-inch figures. I think they were released in 1998 maybe, or 2000, something like that. So they're about 15 years old, they're not that old. So I've got like a R2 C-3PO lying on the floor, he fell over when I was fiddling with the cabinet. And so I've got those. I do actually have a couple of other figures, I think, still up here. Let's just move some of these boxes away. And at the back here, to see, I've got some Ralph McQuarrie concept Star Wars figures in boxes still. There's only one that I really want to get, which I don't have, is Boba Fett. So I've got those, and then also I've got a couple of original trilogy figures, you know, from the 70s behind there as well, not in boxes, but all in good condition, and they're going to be displayed as well in probably a frame similar to what I did with the Simpsons. So yeah, that's my my room, and yeah, that's where it all started, and I will be doing a video on this very, very soon. As you can see, it's extremely colourful. So yeah, so sorry for the shakiness of the video, pushing in and out of focus all the time, but unfortunately I'm in a small space, so it doesn't really lend itself well, and the lighting is literally just my overhead light. I just don't have any space to set things up in here. This is really more just like an editing place really, and a place to build my Lego. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.